What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool had beaten West Ham by 5-1. Yep, that's right, 5-1 to book our place in the semi-final of the League Cup, where a two-legged tie against Fulham is awaiting for us. First leg will be at Anfield, second leg at Craven Cottage. The other semi-final obviously sees Middlesbrough taking on Chelsea, and a place at Wembley awaits. I'm going to do what I always do, run through the players, give them a score out of 10, asking you guys to let me know if you agree or disagree in the comment section. Drop a like on the video, and most importantly, why not join the other 232,000 subscribers here in our Anfield Agenda community. So look, loads to get through. Just a bit of a note from our match reaction. Curtis Jones, with 71% of the vote and over 6,000 votes cast, was your Anfield Agenda man of the match, and we think a very deserving winner. So let's get stuck into it and start off with Caoimhín Kelleher. I don't think he could have done anything about the strike from Jarrod Bowen. I think it was just a well-placed finish, so I'm not going to hold that against Caoimhín. With that in mind, we've given him a score of 7 out of 10 for his performance tonight. He didn't have that much to do, in all honesty. We dominated the game, and I feel like it was unfortunate for not just him, but the defence that we conceded, because they deserved to keep a clean sheet. We were so dominant. Moving on to our next player, and that is Mr. Joe Gomez, who I think had a good game. Yeah, I think Joe had a good game. I think that's okay to say. I'm happy with that. In fact, he had a very good game. We all did. And I don't know whether he plays Joe Gomez at right back of the weekend or plays Trent in the number 6, or if he sticks with ENDO, but we will find out on Saturday. So we will give Mr. Joe Gomez a score of 7 out of 10. Again, maybe you think he deserves a little bit higher. He was certainly very complimentary in our match reaction towards Joe. So if you think I'm wrong there a little bit, feel free to let me know in the comment section. Moving on now to Jarell Quansah. And by the way, some of his passing is just Virgil van Dijk-esque. It is top notch. He sprayed the ball from right to left today, which just left me in awe. Okay, Costas miscontrolled it, but I think he is just, he's a superstar in the making. Look, he got a little bit unlucky for the goal. It ricocheted back off him into Jarrod Bowen's path again. But all in all, I think we can be nothing but impressed with what we've seen from Jarell Quansah. So, again, he is also going to get a score of 7. And I promise you, there are other scores on the way. I just want to be as generous and as nice as I can be tonight, because these guys deserve the support after a phenomenal performance. Now we move on to our captain, Mr. Virgil van Dijk. And I think all his performance today missed was a goal. I thought we just dealt with him so easily. And I want to move on to talk about the midfield in a moment, because that's where I really seen the difference tonight. But for Virg, look, he got taken off at the end, got a little bit of a rest ahead of the Arsenal game, and Virg will get himself a score of 8 out of 10 tonight. Mr. Kostas Tsimikas, a couple of heavy touches at times, but look, I have to say, he's done a fine job since Andy Robertson has been unavailable with injury, and I think he deserves a big pat on the back as well. Good to see him get a little bit of a rest towards the end tonight as well. Jurgen brought on Connor Bradley, swapped Joe over to the left, and Kostas got a bit of a breather. So, we can safely give Kostas a score of 7 out of 10. Now, though, we move into the business end, the real important stuff. Midfield. With Toro ENDO, another good display from him, and he bossed the midfield today, and that's what we want to see. All of our midfield was on fire today, and Waturo was a big part of that. So Mr. Waturo ENDO gets himself a score of 8 out of 10, and another fine performance from him. But now, I was looking forward to getting on to talk about Curtis Jones. From the start of this game, for me, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, Darwin Núñez and Harvey Elliott set the tone right from the off. The energy that we were lacking against Manchester United was there in abundance today. And I put it to you good people that Curtis Jones has to start against Arsenal after that performance. He was phenomenal. Got himself 2 great goals, one little nutmeg through the keeper's legs at the near post. The other one, he just kept running towards the opposition penalty area. Nobody was challenging him, and he just side foots it home. So I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he was a well-deserving man of the match. And for that, Curtis Jones gets a very impressive 10 out of 10. I couldn't have asked for any more from him. Perfect performance from Curtis. Now we move on to Dominic Szoboszlai, and if you have not yet had the pleasure of seeing Dom's opening goal tonight, the opening goal of the game, I mean, enjoy it when you see it. It was a rocket. At first I thought it must have taken a knock, but no, it just moved through the air. It was hit with that much force, and this was the Dominic Szoboszlai we knew he was capable of. He looked just more energetic. He looked happier tonight. He looked more at peace with himself on the pitch and put in a damn good performance as well. So, Mr. Dominic SZOBOSZLAI gets a score of 9 out of 10, and I think he'll agree with me, very deserving. Harvey Elliott, and I'm glad to see this man start to win over some sections of the Liverpool fan base who maybe weren't as supportive of him, or maybe just couldn't see what Elliott brings to the group. Tonight, in that right wing position when Mohamed Salah was rested, I thought that he was brilliant. I thought, like I said at the start of this video, he was a massive part of the press. He's just efficient in possession. You'll hear me say that every week about him because it's true. So with that in mind, we got to ask two questions. One, what score did he get? But also, would you give him a start against Arsenal? Let me know in the comments. We've given him a score tonight of 8 out of 10 for Harvey Elliott. Moving on to Darwin Núñez. Now look, I know he didn't score. I know I was critical of him against United. But that's because I have so much ambition and hope for Darwin. He did everything but score tonight. He hit the post. Mo should have scored on the rebound. I think he looked more comfortable on the left-hand side. And he played with a smile on his face. And he had space to operate in tonight. Which was, again, I think, more comfortable for him. But we can't just ignore the offside situation. There was another 2 or 3 tonight again. It's just a matter of just giving it that extra second because he has the pace that I think he can hold off. But he just he just really wants a goal. That's basically where I'm going with this. So I thought he was good tonight. I probably see him starting against Arsenal as well, but let's give him a score. 7 out of 10 tonight for Darwin for me. The offside thing, I can't lie, it does frustrate me, but he can get that right. Cody Gakpo got himself a fine goal. Another one, by the way, that was struck through someone's leg. So I do love a nutmeg as part of a goal. And he had quiet periods in the game tonight. But when the opportunity came his way, he took it very well through the defender's legs into the corner. He had a header as well that just dropped wide of the far post. And I think Cody Gakpo can feel okay about today's performance. The goal probably gave him a little bonus point for me, if I'm being honest. But other than that, I thought he did pretty decent. It was okay from Cody. He's got a bit more to come, I think. Got to give him a score of 7 out of 10. Moving on to Ibrahima Konate, and I did not like the substitutions from Klopp today. Not because I didn't think they were the right ones or I thought that he was making the wrong decisions. I was just nervous seeing the likes of Mo, Trent, Ibu come off the bench when I don't think they needed to come on. But thankfully everybody came on, got some rhythm, got some minutes, and nobody picked up an injury. So all good on that front. We're going to give Ibu a score of 6 out of 10 because I think the game was pretty much won at that point. We were just picking off West Ham at will. Moving on to Mohamed Salah. Mixed bag. Got to be honest, mixed bag. Took his goal remarkably well. And I mean remarkably well. Left the defence for dead. Timed the run perfect. Started inside his own half. Got to the penalty area. Moved to the left side. And it was a calm, composed finish into the corner. And I'm not going to hold him up for the one that he missed from 5 or 6 yards because it came on him quickly. He probably thought he had to hit it first time. Didn't know he had a bit more time. That happens. But there was occasions where I thought his passing was off. He misplaced 3 or 4. He took some heavy touches. And I don't know if it's mental fatigue, physical fatigue. But I still think that he isn't at his best. And I think that's fair to say. He got a goal and it was a very well taken goal. But I do think there is still more to come from Mo. We know he's capable of a bit more. So I've given him a score of 7. I think that's fair. But feel free to let me know in the comment section if you disagree. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Lovely ball for Salah's goal. I love goals like that, by the way, when we immediately turn the defence into attack. Trent picked it up just outside his own 18-yard box, pinged the ball straight through, and Mo did the rest. I think I'd like to see him get the nod against Arsenal in midfield. I feel like Klopp's flirting with it. He's tried it late in games, last couple of games, last half hour or so. And I feel like he's going to get there eventually. So will he be brave enough to do it against Arsenal from the start? Probably not. We'll probably see it happen later in the game. If we need something, ENDO probably starts. But I think we're getting closer to the day where Trent does get a shot in midfield. So we've given him a score today of 7 for his performance. Conor Bradley, again, great to see him get minutes. When I came on, I was wondering what Klopp was going to do when he moved Joe across to the left-hand side. And Conor had some impactful moments down the right. One thing you'll always get from Conor Bradley is tremendous energy. He has it in abundance. So yeah, I think Bradley has a good future ahead of him. Well, whether it be at Liverpool or not in the long term, too early to say at this point. But great to see him back from injury and getting more minutes. So, score of 6 out of 10 for Conor Bradley. And Lucho, another one that I was a little bit confused when Klopp brought him on because I didn't think we needed to bring him on. And I've got to be honest, the chat were saying, and I think I agree, something's not right with Lucho at the minute, and it is entirely understandable. What he and his family went through, I couldn't imagine what that must have been like. So he's not getting any stick from me about it, but I do think if Jota was available, I think maybe I would start Diaz on the bench against Arsenal. That in mind, today we gave him a score of 6 because I don't think he did too much when he came on, in all honesty. Not that I remember anyway. And lastly, but definitely not least, Jurgen Klopp. Perfect today. Look, again, I was nervous about the substitutions. I didn't want to bring on players that I didn't think we needed to. But ultimately, whatever he said, whatever he did to inspire the boys, we came back from that disappointment against United and absolutely put West Ham to the sword. And that will send us all into the game against Arsenal full of confidence. And for that, I am very, very pleased. So we've given Jurgen Klopp a score of 8 out of 10. That is our player ratings, my friends. Feel free to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. I want to thank you again for your support. Do drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.